Men are not like trees that just need to plant a tree and it will grow. Man is not like an animal. That an animal will be born in the jungle and itakuwa, Man must be nurtured. Many men are ashamed of the crosses, the wounds, the scars that they are hiding. There was a kid who came to my office and told me, Paul, me, I'm not gay. Alikuwa amefukuzwa shule because she was a lesbian. So akaniambia, Paul, I'm not a lesbian. Akaniambia, what do you mean? But you have been sent home because you indulge in this. Akaniambia, nikamuuliza, do you indulge? Akaniambia, yes. But then why are you saying that? Akasema, Paul, there is an office somewhere that I was introduced to, and I was told if I register as a lesbian, I'm given 25,000 cash. All right. So this girl comes from a very poor background. Even affording pads is a problem. Affording pocket money it's a tall order. She even going to school, she doesn't have anything shopping, and the other girls have everything. So she want to match up with them. She want to be like them. She want also to have her dignity. So when this money is provided for her, she's like, I'm not, but I'll take. Because of what I go through, I must take this. So monthly, she's given 25,000. And now, what makes it even bad or worse? Every time you recruit another girl, we give you another 25,000. If this girl recruits another girl, we give you 10,000. If that girl of a friend recruit another one, you make 5,000. This is a trap because you can imagine going further. You will not have time to explore further. But going further, you may ask yourself, do we realize the trap we are putting ourselves into? So when a guy who is a gay and a gay, they don't want to have any relationship with a woman. So where does that leave the future? There is no future for us.
Let's talk about something else that is affecting the boys.
Yes.
Drugs. Especially in the we call them slums. But today you find even on social media, young boys are coming out to say, I belong to this gang, this is what we do, past this time. And we've had even boys there's a boy who was recently killed by his age mates for not joining them. And I think everything is linked to the drugs they are using and these gangs that they're creating. Talk to us about that.
No, I say this and I say this with a lot of confidence because I know what I'm talking about. Drug is never the problem. Drug is never the problem. Drugs as a result of an escape route for this boy who is screaming within. So this boy is taking a knife and stabbing another one. This boy is not influenced by the drug. All right? Yes, the drug that has made him to have, but the root cause is not the drug. This is a boy who is very bitter with the world. This is a boy who is very bitter with the father who walked away from him. And that's why he wants to revenge through this other kid. A research was done in the US that they're saying this, that many of the boy child in prisons, they come from dysfunctional family. So these are boys who are screaming for something. And that's why they find themselves in these vices, taking drugs, in crime and all these things. Even here, I've gone to approved school, and many of those kids, they come from dysfunctional family. The father free, the mother is not there, there's a divorce, they were abandoned, all that. We can save boy child if we can make things right at home. That is the cure. So let us not, people, I had a boy who was brought to me, and this boy had dropped out of university, a third year doing law. The boy dropped because of drugs, and the boy feels, I cannot continue, I don't want to continue. So this boy, again, is there in the house. He doesn't want to do anything. And the boy is growing old. So the father is like, what's wrong with you? Why are you using these things? Right? And what I came to realize after working with this young man is that he was going through crisis when he was growing up, and no one was there to understand. The parents, because they were well up, they thought that since this boy has everything, there is 2 house girls, there is a boy, a farm boy, there is everything that he needs. These are things are enough. No matter what you give this boy child, the material thing will not fix your presence as a father or as a parent in his life.
What do you think people assume most about boys when they're trying to transition to becoming men?
there are very many misconceptions, and that's why sometimes I'm worried about the rate of passage that is happening. You know, and I know I get invitations. Even right now, I have so many invitations to speak to these boys when they are transiting. But people assume that a boy can the rite of passage or transitioning from a young boy to an adulthood, it is as a result of initiation. No. All right. It is worse to be uncircumcised psychologically than it is to be uncircumcised physically. Right? I want to repeat that. It is more dangerous to be uncircumcised in the mind than to be uncircumcised physically. So the act that is done does not make a boy a man. We must agree. You know, and you know, these are not the confusion with these young boys, because it says, no, since the rite of passage has been done to me, now I'm a man. So now they start behaving like a man. They want to smoke. They think these things are what makes one a man. But it is the mind. A boy must transition. That's why today we have men like me with beard, but they're boys. The act never made me a man. Right? That's why you have fathers who have children, but they're boys. Because having children does not make one a man. Growing tall does not make one a man. It is the mind that must transition from being a child to a man. That's what defines who a man is. Right? So even as this boy go through this, they need to be taught. I'm not against the church, but it goes beyond the Christian teaching about the gospel. That is one aspect. Another misconception that happens is that man can become involuntarily by default. Men are not like trees that just need to plant a tree and it will grow. Man is not like an animal. That an animal will be born in the jungle and itakuwa, you know. Man must be nurtured. That's why there's a difference between us and human and animals and any other plant. You know, that we must nurture this boy for him to become. We must speak inside of that boy to bring the man out of him. And that can only be done through mentally. Right? Number 3, there's a misconception that minus fathers, a boy can become. It is not true. That is a lie. Minus a father, a boy becomes a confused being. Becomes a boy with crisis. Right? And that's why I salute every man. Today where I am, I have never seen my father. I have never seen, I don't even know if he is alive or dead. I have never, you know. But like I said, I am because men came on board and they helped me. Right? So for this boy to become, he cannot become without mentorship. And that's why we as men who are there, and that's why I'm very proud of what I do. We men and other men who are doing the same here in the community, we men must understand that this boy we must nurture, we must support, we must mentor him to become a man. And that's why we even look in the traditional, in the old ancient days, that boys were nurtured by the grandfather and the uncles, you know, and the elder brothers for him to become. So why do we think today that mothers can do this job? Now we are living it to internet. That now boys can be go to internet and they can know how to become. We must be intentional as men and realize that it is our responsibility to mentor, to coach, to model the right things to these young boys so that they can become men tomorrow.
What do you think, or what are some of the challenges that you've encountered in your line of duty?
Well, one is very interesting because men believe that they should not share their issues. That, you know, we are strong, we can figure out our problem on our own. That is very destructive. All right. And let me tell you this, that for a man to become another man. So when your man feels that I can do this without any support, he's lying to himself. Because no man is an island. That's you know. True. Number 2 is that we are emotional beings. We are human beings. We are not just rock. We don't know everything. So we need another man to come there. Let me tell you this. Every man has scars. And I like what Burale says, that every man has scars. But you cannot know my scars unless I undress to you. Now, many men don't want to undress. Because they feel if you see my scar, you are going to judge me. You are going to belittle me. You are going to have ideas about me. You are going to bring me down. I'll be embarrassed. But it's until that moment you realize that these scars I have will be assigned to someone else. That yes, whatever I'm fighting, I can become. Right? So, for example, for me, I was young. I went through a lot of challenges. Today, when I'm speaking to a young person who is in that place, I understand better. Naambia, Buda, umepoteza mamako Haya, babako alikuacha don't worry. I've been there. And I know it is sad, it is confusing, it's a very bad place. But can I tell you, it's not about without. It is within that defines the without, right? So no matter what is happening around you, those things have no power over you. It is the within that will determine how far you're going to become. So soldier on, fight on. You have an opportunity for education, can you take it? Because this is only thing that you can inherit from your parents. Right now you don't have very, very big farm. Even those who have money, say those money zinaisha. Because unapata kuwa kijana hakumentaliwa vizuri, then when they go, wanangoja mzee akufe, akikufa hiyo mali yote inauzwa. And the boy goes and drinks everything. So you have to be vulnerable as men and realize that we need help. We need help. That speaking is not a sign of weakness. And that's why I salute every man who comes to me for counseling. I salute every man who seeks a friend to speak to and for help, because men are committing suicide. Men are into drugs. Men, they think that by smoking, I will clear my head. Only to realize that when that your high you still go back to your problems. But if I spoke, I'm vetting out. That's why you see men who have become so very destructive. They kill others because there's pressure built in them. And until you speak, you are venting out. If you don't speak, that pressure within you, it will burst. It becomes very destructive to everyone around you.
I feel like this conversation can never end. It can never end. What is one thing? What is your purpose? And what is that one thing that you want every boy child watching you to always remember? So,
boy child, what I want you to remember is this. I want you to remember your five functions. Number one, you must realize that you are a masterpiece. That you are divinely created, designed for greatness, and that there is nothing that can wear you down, that can define you differently. By realizing that you are a masterpiece, it gives you that unique ego or understanding, or that pride that I was created for something bigger than myself. But you must understand that you are a source, that from you everything became. Even a woman was made from you. So you are a source. Everything we see in this world is as a result of a man. Right? So you have the wisdom, you have the answers, but you need to be able to manifest. For you to be able to manifest yourself, you must understand where you came from. And that's a source. That's why when there is trouble in families, they go to their father. When there is trouble in the country, they go to their leader, because men, you are the source of anything, everything that is there. Number three, a man is a vision bearer. Men today are dimming their light. They are dimming their light because of drugs. The word vision bearer, vision comes from the word visual, seeing. So you man, you see. But when you take drugs, you dim that light of seeing. And that's why you're seeing men today who are directionless, men who have no purpose, men who have no vision, because you have dimmed that light in you. Right? So when you find clarity and you find yourself, then your identity, true identity, then you're able to realize that you are the vision bearer. You see and others follow. You're able to chant. You're able to tell your family, hey guys, let's go to this direction, and they become. Number three, you must understand that man, you are a provider. You provide answers. You provide answers to things that are happening around you. You provide direction to your family. You are providing not only the basic things like food, water, and shelter, but you provide mentorship. You provide spiritual guidance to your family and to yourself. Right? So if you understand that, then that you provide, you must work hard. Remember this, even if women have millions, even if you're married to a millionaire, that woman will still come back to you and ask you, babe, what do you think of this? Yes, she has all the money, because you man, right? You have the direction. Right? You provide answers. Right? And then of course finally is that man, you are protector. You are not created strong to destroy. You are created strong to protect. You are not created strong, to oppress, but you are created strong to defend. This is your purpose. This is who you are. By realizing the five functions of a man, which I've discuss them here in detail in this book, Becoming a Man. Then you realize that the moment you know the 5 functions of you, then there is nothing in this life that is you cannot handle, you cannot overcome. And that's why you see men succeeding, men excelling, because they understand their authentic self. Finally, a friend of mine told me recently that a young man who does not follow the elders is doomed to fail. Remember, it is the elderly who knows the way. Though we young men may be fast, but it is the elders. So we need mentorship. We need people to work with us because they know, they have the experience, they have the wisdom. That's why we have to submit. If you, young man, want to go far, you must submit to an elder person because that person has seen more than you. They have gone through the path you are going through. When I say old fashion, no, let me tell you this: that there is wisdom, divine wisdom that comes with age. So these people are able to guide you. If you think you know all and you can do it within yourself and with yourself, then you cannot go far. You only lead to distraction.
Finally, talk to the women because we are the people who live with these men. We are the people who bring up these men.
Yes.
So talk to wives, talk to daughters, talk to sisters on how to handle men. Very
good. So a man, he may not have money, but he's still a man. A man may not be very educated, but he's still a man. A man may be not be able differently. Man may be able differently. Maybe bride may be physically different. But let me tell you this man is still a man. This man may not be having a car like other men. But this man doesn't reduce him from being a man. He's still a man. Even if he's using Lexus instead of Lexus, this is still a man. So no matter what we do, we must understand that men must be treated, respected as men. Because that's what gives an ego to a man. Let me tell you, wives, if you want to destroy your man, you just need to break his ego. You, a sister, if you want to bring down your brother, you just need to break his ego. There's a man very sad the other where sometime back, what I do in my field of work, this man had diabetes and other chronic diseases. He was not able to function as a man. That is in his marriage, and the woman used to call him names. You are good for nothing. You are not a man enough because he could not meet his marital obligations. And this man, because of being told those things, they sank into his mind. And this man, at the age of 70, he committed suicide. That is saying that man must be, if you want to destroy man, break his ego. If you want to build a man, boost his ego. So if your wife, can you be proud of that man? Though he may not have everything. He may not have a home. He may not have built for you a beautiful home, but he's trying to, in his small way, even in that rented house, can you speak good things about him, and you're going to see wonders. Through that, you're going to build his ego. When you tell him that, Dad, you're a man. We are so proud of you. You work so hard. That will make this man even work harder. So for mothers with your son, you need to know this. You must affirm your son. You must speak life to your son. I could not have become, were it not for this woman who found me on the street and told me, Paul, there is something inside of you. Women, I want to, from today, whenever you look at your son, can you call that which is in them? Even if you don't see anything, pretend there is something. And by God's grace, that thing will become. All right? So if you have a son like who is called Jeroge, like me, can you start calling him Engineer Jeroge? If you have a son who is called Otieno, can you start calling him Pilot Otieno? If you have a son who is called Kiboy, can you start calling him Dr. Kiboy? We must speak life to this boy. We must call out that is which in them. Like many parents are calling their son, whoever you are, you good for nothing, you are useless, and that's how they become. At the end of the day, they become useless. Whatever you call your son is what they become. So you can get my books, Becoming a Man. You can get it at Nuria Bookstore. That is at the Bazaar Mall in Nairobi. First floor, room number A12. You can get there at Nuria Bookstore. You can be able to get this book, Becoming a Man, at a cost of 1,000. If you buy this book in bulk, then you can call my number, and then I'm able to send you through by via parcel, and of course at a discount, so again, this book, life skills, every boy, every girl must read this book, every parent must read this book, because this is what will make our boys to thrive, by adapting the skills. You can also get this book at Nuria bookstore, or you can call me if you want to invite me to speak to your son. If you want your son to, we do him counseling. If you want me to come and empower your boys in an organization, in church, in whichever forum, then reach out to me, and I'm able to help your son to become a man of substance by shaping his destiny. So my name is Paul Wangari. I run an organization called Shaping Destinies, and this is my number, 0715 629877. 0715 629877. On YouTube, you can get me at Mentor Paul Wangari and able to see what we do.
Wow, what a session. Thank you so much, Paul, for sharing your journey with us and for reminding us that where you start is not where you end. And there's a question that we asked while beginning: what defines a man, or who is a man? And there's 5 things, which is my takeaway from this conversation. For man, you are a masterpiece, you're a source, you're a vision bearer, you're a provider, and a protector. Please never forget that. Thank you so much if you've watched this far. Thank you so much. If you found this interview or this conversation useful, please make sure you share, like, comment, and let people know that being a man does not mean doom. You can do so much more. My name is Jambi Gaido. This is Parents Africa, where we care for you and your family. Please follow, like, comment. Until next time, goodbye.